Hey, I'm back. As I was saying, we're talking about Neptune and Pisces, and now we're going from that era to Neptune and Aries for the next 14 years, I guess, from 2026 to 2039. So I'm just reading an article from this website, astrobutterfly.com, and I'll give the link so you guys can check it out. It's a really good website. I'm glad I found it. So they go on to say, how will these Neptunian themes evolve when Neptune leaves Pisces and enters Aries? Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, associated with dissolution, surrender, and the collective. Aries is the first sign, which signifies the individual, spark of life. So, Aries is where we emerge into this world and take our first breath. Here, the focus is to assert ourselves, define who we are, find our identity, and survive. It also represents the first house because there's 12 houses in the astrology zodiac. And my first house, I have a lot of I have all my Scorpio placements, which are like 4 different Scorpio planets that I have Scorpio in. And one of them is my sun sign, and then another one is my Venus. And well, I'm not going to go into all of them, but anyways, so as I was saying, if Pisces is the energy that dissolves boundaries and represents the ocean, and we're all in this together type of feeling, Aries is this is me energy. I'm a unique individual. I'm going to find what makes me different from you. And then on a personal level, our focus will shift from seeking connection with something greater, which was Pisces, to a more focus on selfhood, reshaping our identity, discovering our purpose, which is what I intend to do. That's a big goal for myself in the last half of my life. And stepping into a more active role in our own lives. So, what does this mean? Less watching, receiving, and drifting, which is a Pisces kind of thing to do, and becoming more doing, asserting, creating, which is an Aries, that represents Aries. Less blind faith, which represents Pisces. And it'll be more about becoming the hero of our own journey, which will be Aries. So, I kind of like, the middle ground, being able to help others and focus on our strengths and what we have in common, but also being able to have the boundaries, healthy boundaries, so that we can also do what we need to do and focus on our, what we, things that we are passionate about and give us, joy and happiness and a sense of purpose and feeling like we are actually getting somewhere, which I I just feel like in my own personal life, I take one step forward and then I take two steps back. Just like today, I feel like I didn't get much accomplished. I always run into these roadblocks. It's amazing. I just don't understand how I can be so, like, nothing goes my way. Everything has to be a fight, a struggle to get what I want. And nothing ever comes easily for me, except maybe my art, but otherwise. So, at a global level, Neptune in Aries marks a potential shift from globalization, which represents Pisces, to autonomy and sovereignty, which represents Aries. And we're already seeing that in 2025. It's already started. Big time. My throat's really dry, so I have to take a moment to pause, and I'm not going to take the time to edit because I just want to get these videos out. If I take the time to edit, then I'll never get it out. That's my that's my thinking. So I just would like to, bite the bullet, even if it's not perfect, because I'm a perfectionist and this is really challenging for me to not just go ahead and edit the video and take out the pauses and the ohs and the ums and the, awkward moments. Anyways, this is the real me. You're getting the real me. So let me continue on. Institutions, people, and nations will begin to rediscover their unique identity, which can result in new political positioning, redrawn borders, and a redefinition of national and personal purpose. The approach will be less about global connectivity, such as operating through an open borders or one world framework, and more about establishing or reclaiming what sets us apart. This can lead to nationalist movements, local first economies, and missions driven by personal or cultural authenticity. So, I have a bunch of different thoughts on this, and I don't know how honest I can be about my thoughts, because as I've gotten older and more life experience, my views have changed on things, and I find that I would like to take a more moderate, middle, not go to one extreme or the other. Because I feel like extremists run into problems because they're not considering the other side, you know? You have to consider the other side. And that's not what's being done now. Because when I was younger, I used to think, well, because I hate war, um, before World War One and Two, this country was very isolationist. We didn't get involved in other people's problems or wars. And that's how I was thinking. Why are we involving ourselves into all of these other people's wars? We should just let them handle it themselves, because we are not. Why are we the world's police? It just, I hate war. And I feel like our leaders are not doing enough to, talk things out and talk things through, because they're not the ones that are going to war. They're not the ones who are getting killed and then, or seeing people get killed and coming home and having post-traumatic stress disorder, like so many of our soldiers do. Because I've had several of my uncles fought in different wars, and I've heard stories of how they had, nightmares, and they didn't want to talk about it, which is understandable. So if we could just really try not to have more wars, I really think that would be just a phenomenal thing. My voice is leaving, so sorry, I apologize. So I have to talk more softly, so you might have to turn up the volume. Where was I? Oh. This can lead to nationalist movements, local first economies, and mission driven by personal or cultural authenticity. This new emphasis can also bring a resurgence of traditions, not necessarily in a nostalgic Cancerian return to the past sense, but more from an Aries place of fierce pride and individuation. This is my DNA. This is me. Beyond blurring lines, hyperconnectivity. I'm just reading from this article. In terms of trends, we may see more boutique, identity-driven expressions in music, cinema, and culture. Less formulaic, one-size-fits-all blockbusters or mass-market entertainment, and more raw, bold, personal, and niche content, which I'm all for that. I'm so tired and over the formulaic, series, Batman series, Spider-Man, Superman, Marvel heroes, whatever. I'm just over it. Creators may care less about global relatability and more about authentic self-expression, which, yes, I love that. Aries is also about discovery, and in a Neptune sense, this could point to exploration of new dimensions of reality, including space travel, deep sea exploration and new frontiers in consciousness. These could become hallmark themes of Neptune and Aries. Another likely trend. Oh, I love this one because I've been wanting to do this for the last 20 years. Me. But I just don't have, I've never had a partner. You really need a partner to, well, I'll get into it. So, another likely trend, quote unquote, going off the grid. Yes. But if everybody's doing it, then I don't know. That might not be a good thing. So, not just for homes, but for people. I wonder what that means. So, personal finances, resources, healthcare, education. Many will feel called to opt out of the systems they no longer trust. Oh my gosh. And build self sufficiency. Yes, that's what we need to do. Wow, this is awesome. Because I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting and waiting for this to happen. Like, I was like thinking, saying to myself, why can't people figure it out? You know? Anyways, I'll end it here and I will start a new video